far out enough to where.
That's right, where you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, that belly could be much bigger than the 5 feet that it is, even. And a lot of times when it's kind of close, when I'm not so sure, what I'll do is I'll put my camera just outside the foundation wall with the water, turn everything on in the house, let it run for 15 minutes. If I can't get it to back up, probably not going to back up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But with this scenario, I wouldn't even waste my time.
Yep.
I'll also have in my report where the newer section of PVC starts and ends. That looks kind of funky, but all that is it's just an illusion because of the water sitting there.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's all that is. Makes it look like there might be a crack or something, but the cracked PVC takes a lot. Okay, so the newer section of PVC starts at 69 feet, where a tree root's coming through.
I think our best bet would be to get it replaced and then get that tree whacked.
It can't hurt to whack the tree, but I would say if you didn't, whether you whack the tree or not whack the tree, with tree root coming through like that, I would just recommend that you have a camera inspection like every 4 years. Okay. Just to make sure that it's not coming through. Yeah. And if it is coming through, we snake it again. Yeah. It's just a maintenance thing. Myself, I wouldn't lose a tree for this. I might lose a tree for the other one that's blocking 90%. But then again, you might not want to lose a tree. Just stay up on your inspections and your cleanings, Yeah. And that's coming from a guy that lives in Clinton Township, where our subdivision, when they built it, they just came in and took every fucking tree out that there was. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately our biggest tree is not very big, right? And I love trees. Yeah, and they bring value too. They do. Yep. All right.
That's like in town in Armada when they had that tornado, frickin' whacked probably 40% of the trees. It looked so much different. Yep.
Well, we, like a lot of people in this state, Clinton Township's taxes are not cheap. Mm-hmm. And across our main street is Romeo Plank and Canal. And Romeo Plank, there's a huge section there where it was all just woods. It was really nice. You'd see deer coming through and everything. For Clinton Township, that's kind of a treat. Well, they came through and they took all the trees out in this huge section. I mean, it's got to be, the acreage has to be, I don't know, is it 15 acres?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's probably 15 acres. And I don't know how they did this, but the township came through and said, you can't do that. This is a wetland. You're we're gonna sue you. Well, okay. Well, who gave them the right to do it? They didn't just come in with excavators and
do it
and tear trees out. Somebody told them.
Yeah, they had to pull a permit or something.
Yeah, exactly right. They had to do a lot. And so now that land is just sitting there. All the trees are gone. There's shit everywhere from the mess that they left behind.
Oh, so it's just like halfway done. It's just a bunch of
oh my god, it's horrible. And now there's weeds this tall. It looks so bad. I'm like, we pay so much taxes. You need to do something with that shit. What a bunch of bullshit. So there's one that's, that's 3/4 full of tree root.
Yep.
Here's some more tree root. I don't see any cracks from the tree root coming in, which is good. Look at that.
Yeah, that's
So
nice.
that's tree root and grease. So what happened is tree root came through, and the grease coming down the line from the kitchen sink and everything is just packing all up in there.
Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's nasty. But I see no cracks, which is really good. You don't need another dig area. Look at that. Look at that grease.
Yep.
Nasty.
Mm-hmm.
So if the grease doesn't come out, you might have to have it hydrojetted to get it out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put that in there too, because if you do, there's a lot of companies that hydrojet and companies that would just bend you over to hydrojet. I mean, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody would come here and do that for $500. Somebody else would come through here and do that for $2,000 or $3,000. So I always put in my report, get 5 quotes
Make
for your
sure.
hydrojet, because people are just out there to rip you off.
Yeah, I had a pretty crazy story recently. I was working for a lady. She was married to a guy, or not married, they were together and they had a kid together.
Mm-hmm.
And her son is same grade as my younger brother.
Yep.
And I originally had to start working for her because her boyfriend was beating on her.
Oh,
And frickin', we had a house under contract and then it fell through because there was no septic field. And then eventually she just wanted to do a new build.
right.
So the new build was supposed to be done probably right about now, December.
Mm-hmm.
And frickin', she ended up dying
Oh,
in her basement at the house.
Yeah?
And they had no idea if he killed her or if
Oh.
she did it herself. And I was like,
good Lord.
I know, I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
And she already had 35 grand invested, so I just had to send it over to their lawyer and was like, I have no idea what the hell to do.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts. And she's such a nice lady, but I guess they stopped the police investigation, so I'm guessing they just assumed that she did it herself. But she was shot in the chest, was the weird thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what'd she shoot herself in the chest with? What was it?
I think it was some type of pistol.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's really sad.
I know.
Sad that shit like that still goes on today.
I know. I was like, and people still talk to them, like they're both from Armada.
So even if it was him, people are on both sides,
Yeah,
right? They're like,
it was
did
crazy.
that motherfucker do that shit? Or,
Yeah, it was nuts.
or he
Yeah.
couldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's beating on her, right?
Oh yeah, he was being on her for a while.
So
And-
that's not good.
And it came to a point to where she was like, I just can't do this anymore. Then that's why she was moving out, because he got moved out of the house
Yeah.
because he didn't want to sell it.
Right.
She wanted to sell it, so she was living there while she was looking. I guess they hung out the night before to do pumpkin carving, and then the next day she was found in the basement.
Oh, man.
And her daughter's 8.
8?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who was home? I was like, oh.
Oh, my God. Horrific.
Mm-hmm.
That's just horrible. Nothing worse than that.
Her son, who's my brother's age, was in the Coast Guard, so he wasn't even home. He was on the ship.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, that's terrible. Because, I don't think people are, of course, they're not thinking logically. When
It's
it's
tough
done,
time. I feel like
yeah, but what'd you do to that poor girl? I mean, she's going to blame herself, and oh God, just a lifetime full of bullshit. Yeah, I'm really surprised at how good this cast iron is.
holding up.
Yeah. It's really weird. Sometimes you see the cast iron and it's just it's nasty. It's it's halfway gone, and house isn't that old. And then I had a job in Detroit. I talk about it all the time. Had a job in Detroit probably 2-3 years ago, and the house was built in 1900. Okay,
Oh, wow.
and I went into this line. It was all cast iron to clay, just like everything was back then.